All right. Due to Mike Curtis, he said it's close enough. Why don't you guys go ahead and start? Okay, we'll do that. We'll jump in and we'll start a little early and we'll give you a couple more extra minutes there on the end. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of RJ's Lives. We got a fantastic panel today. We have a fantastic topic today. I'm going to go through our panel. They need no introduction. You've seen them all before, but we'll go through it anyways. Of course, we have Tom from Knife Delights. We have Kalen from Gunslinger Cal. We got HT from HTZDC. And we have Andrew from Baxter's Blades. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in today. And our topic today, yeah, Mike is chomping at the bit. You're right, Sean. Our topic for today is going to be one that is what they would call an evergreen topic, which is about the Buck 110, the Buck 112, and some of their variants. And so to kind of go over everything, hey, Randy's WSG is here. Hello. To kind of go over the history of the 110 and stuff, I have our resident historian and buck collector, Tom from Knife Delights. He is going to kind of lay the groundwork, and then we're going to go from there. So go ahead, Tom, take it over and tell us all about these fantastic knives.
Well, I'll share with you what I know. I guess
thank you very much, Tom. We'll go ahead and just kidding.
It was a great show. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, exactly. See you next week. Oh, okay. Sorry. Enough with the jokes. Go ahead, Tom.
That's what we're here for, is the jokes. Anyway, so I guess I'd just start out with stressing the importance of the design of the Buck 110 and what it did to the cutlery world. And we have to go back almost to the turn of the last century when marbles came out with their stacked leather hunting knife. They were the first to come out with it. And the ideal model, and it was so popular that knife makers the world over started making their fixed blade hunting knives with the stacked leather and the clip point blade and everything, all based off of that ideal knife. Now, in an article by a Field and Stream author, he credited the Buck 110, for better or worse, for the demise of the Marbles Knife Company, because that fixed blade knife, the ideal, and the 4 or 5 other models they had were their top sellers. And in the early 60s, when the Buck 110 came out, people stopped buying fixed blade knives and they all started buying the Buck 110. And it just really revolutionized the hunting knives, I guess, by having a folding hunting knife. So what I'm going to start with is out of my Levin guide that TK was generous to send to me. I've got an article here by Vern Taylor, and Vern Taylor was a longtime sales representative for Buck Knives, so I tend to believe what this man has to say. So he says in 1962, Al Buck began working on a new style lockback folding knife. The Model 110 was the design that would make his knife company world famous, and the trade name Buck Knife just as familiar and as often misused as Kleenex or Xerox. So for those who weren't around in the 1960s and 70s, that's when I was growing up. What that man is saying is what I experienced growing up. If there was a knife on somebody's belt, it was a Buck knife. It didn't matter who made it.
Right.
Everything was a Buck knife. Okay. So although Al Buck popularized the lockback folding hunting knife, he did not invent it. Big lockback knives had been available in this country in the 18th and 19th centuries, and they'd still been fairly popular up until the 1930s. But the popularity had declined for several reasons. One was they cost as much as a sheath knife, and they were usually more fragile than a sheath knife. As pocket knives, they were too big for modern pockets, so they were awkward to carry than small sheath knives. By the early 1960s, there was hardly a single model of lockback folding knife still available on the American market. What Al Buck did was to rethink the whole idea of the lockback hunting knife. He gave it sleek modern lines. He made it stout and sturdy enough to do almost anything a fixed blade knife could do. He gave it its own belt sheath. This got its bulk out of people's pockets while making a much more compact and convenient package on the user's belt than any fixed blade knife. So when he designed the Buck 110, he saw it as a knife that the average hunter would use for perhaps 2 or 3 weeks a year, much the same way they use their sheath knives. However, when the 110 came on the market in late 63 and early 64, it was quickly adopted by building tradesmen and many other workmen as an ideal all-around heavy-duty work knife. Because of this heavy everyday use, Buck realized that the design of the 110 had to be beefed up. This led to the first of 4 major structural modifications of the 110. Now, I won't go into all the nitty-gritty details of all the different versions, but that's a pretty good, view from 10,000 feet over the history of the 110. And again, they've sold them by the millions, and they are still a very popular knife today.
Yes, they are. Did you want to show one, Tom? I'm sure you got one right there.
Oh, if I only had one. Which one here?
Well, I guess get a standard one would be good.
This is kind of a
Let's take
standard
a look
one.
and see what we're looking at with a standard 110.
This is the standard 110.
Here, let
4-inch
me
blade.
bring you up center screen here.
And this has the ebony inlays. The original ones, I believe, had micarta, black micarta. But this is a standard with a clip point blade, the brass bolsters. This happens to be a 120th anniversary of Buck Knives version of the 110. And as far as pouches, the actual only pouch I have that's available that I dug out is this one in the brown distressed leather. However, they're typically black, such as this 112. Now, we'll get into the 112s here in a bit, but this is the belt sheath form. Pretty standard.
Yep, really good. I mean, what a classic knife. I mean, that's just one that everybody knows, everybody loves. I think it's something that just about every single knife collector has, and basically the model that launched 1 million copies, because everybody came out with their version of the 110 or 112.
Yep.
All right. So, HT, did you want to show your custom buck that you have? I think that's a really good one.
Well, I guess we'll start off with this one. This is the one that kind of launched my channel. Get that in the frame. We have I went with, this came from the Buck Custom Shop, obviously. And I went with the drop point blade in S30V. I went with nickel silver bolsters, finger grooves. And yeah, this is, and we went with the American elk stag handles. So
that's a beautiful knife.
Yes, sir. We'll kind of give it a little tour around there.
It does have the thumb studs. I see you had thumb studs added on.
Yes, sir. I did. I added the thumb studs, and I actually added a sharpening choil. I'm a big fan of a sharpening choil. I get my fingers out of the way for you guys.
Yep.
I added that on there, and CJ. I don't know if I can get that in there, but CJ Buck actually gave me a little autograph on this one. That was very gracious. So. Yeah, that was, this is kind of my new apple to my collection, the drop point 110 and nickel silver with the finger grooves. This is how it looks in hand. Very, of course, hand filling. You can see the pommel, the bolsters coming out the back here, and I have pretty good sized mitt. I wear extra large gloves, and it is definitely a grown man's knife. and I love it. I'm a buck 110 fan. If you watch my channel, you're going to already know that. The 112s that come up, 112s we'll get into a little later, is actually my favorite model of all knives. So yeah, that's my latest, guys.
All right, very cool.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Well, one of the things that came up on the screen was that Randy WSG is having a giveaway come up. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Tim's School of Fish. Tim's been on here before, and he's doing, I think, 12 days of giveaways. So if you go to his channel, you enter on each video. So entering on one video is not enough. You have to enter on each video for what you want to enter into to be qualified for those drawings. So check out both of those channels. Check out Randy's WSG. Randy has a fantastic channel, and he's a great guy. In fact, we got to have you back on here, Randy. So we'll talk about your schedule. We'll see if we can get you in here pretty soon.
And Randy, thanks for taking over moderating here for me, especially today.
That's fantastic. And Tom, what do you know about the Army Navy game yesterday? Did you watch that?
You know, I worked and I don't know. That's the one game I like to watch every year, and I don't know.
I didn't watch it either because yesterday my wife got some furniture from a friend of hers that passed away, and so her daughter was doing stuff. So we were moving furniture and putting stuff in the house and rearranging rooms, and so I was doing manual labor. I wasn't getting paid for it, but I got a lot of brownie points, So
yeah.
Oh, Army won. Fantastic. Yeah, that's unusual because usually Navy wins.
Yeah, I think over the 100-year or 100+ year history, I think Navy's still slightly ahead overall.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's fantastic.
Seems to go in spurts. Like Army will win a few years in a row, and then Navy will win a few years in a row. But
right. Yeah.
What a fantastic! I think it's the oldest rivalry there is in college sports.
Yeah.
Just what a wonderful game.
It is. It is. Yep.
So.
Yep.
Well,
there you go. What you got there?
I got this knife from the 2023 Bourbon and Blades down there in Kentucky, and it got autographed by CJ Buck also. This was a limited edition.
Nice.
CJ Buck 2023. So I just wanted to point out, and as HT just said, he's got a custom buck. So if you go to the Buck's website, you can get all kinds. You can go and customize your 110s, 112s, some of their fixed blades. They have all kinds of different inlay material, like he had his in Elkhorn. Beautiful stuff. Someday I hope to get a knife with those inlays. This is the traditional brass, but you can get it with stainless steel bolsters. You get them with thumb studs, without. This is not a finger grooved version. I have a finger grooved 112, which when we get to the 112s, I'll show it. But you can get either the standard or the finger grooved version. And I just want to say, and when you're holding this knife, you're holding the knife. I mean, it fills your hand up. It's sturdy. It's stout. You know it's built for work. But I will agree with HT. 100%. I do prefer the 112 over the 110. Although, if this was all that was available, I would not hesitate in buying and using the 110.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. Did you guys, Cal or Andrew, did you want to show off a knife?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll go with you, Cal.
I have a pre-date code upside. Well, I guess it's some kind of dating system to it. I think is it 67 to 74, Tom? The upside down, the inverted buck USA.
Does it have dots on it?
No, no dots.
No dots.
And the Buck USA is upside down. It's a 3-pin. It's a early model Buck 110.
So it'd be prior to 74.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's 67 to 74 is what it is. This was the early model Buck, or one of the early model Bucks. It's a lot sleeker. It's not as thick and it's not as tall. Is one thing that I've noticed. I have 2 other 110s I'm going to show, and but this is the oldest one I have, and it's not ebony, but it is. I think it's very, very darkened. Whatever their brown is.
It might be the black micarta.
It could be. It's definitely grainy. It has grains like the ebony would, but
Yeah.
Lord, I don't know. It does look pretty dark on camera there, but yeah. This is one of my favorites.
And I might be thinking of the 112. I know they came out with the micarta. Maybe the 110s didn't. I don't know.
Right. This definitely has. I think this one's wood. It's got a chip even in it, even.
Oh, okay.
Right there, and it
Yeah.
kind of gets down in it, and it still looks like the grainy wood. I don't
Yeah.
know that it would look different if it was micarta, but just my thoughts.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I'll look that up here in a minute, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yep, we got a request, Tom, for to see your new old stock 105. I don't know if you have it handy or not.
I don't. I'm going to have to run and retrieve it. I meant to bring it here because I wanted to show it later, but I'll
Okay.
run and get it here quick.
Well, we'll let you get it. I think I'm going to see if I can go find another knife real quick, and we'll let you go, Andrew. So take your time.
I have 3 110s I'll show. So I have the same one Tom had. It's the 120th anniversary with the ebony. For those of you who do not know, it comes in a 120th Buck anniversary tin with the coin. They had a really good deal on these. I actually picked it up for my father and kind of realized that it was a little bit too much knife for him. So I decided to keep it. That's a good one. Tom had just showed. I recently acquired. Well, let me show this first. This is my Slim Pro with brown micarta. A lot slimmer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's the normal Buck, and then you can see this is a lot lightweight pocket carry. I do notice though when I go to do some hard cutting with this, you notice the weight difference. Being so light, it doesn't quite dig in as much as the actual 110. But it's got the thumb stud. The blade shape is different. So there's the normal Buck blade shape. And you can see the blade shape is different on these, but this is S30V.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't like these blade shapes. I don't mind it at all. Some people prefer nail nicks. I like them both. I generally don't put thumb studs on my traditional one because I have this one. Now I did change the pocket clip on it. They usually come with this, and they do make the Torx, the TRX, which you can screw, and it has a different pocket clip. I really thought about getting one of those, but I have this in my micarta, so I really didn't need it. So I did want one and another one in S30V, so I recently picked this up. This is the Alaskan Guide in rosewood. I think it's like a Cabela's edition.
Nice.
You got it on the blade there, and it's a Cerakote blade. I think they used to do a nitrate titanium on these, and they changed over to Cerakote. I really like the rosewood. Again, brass bolsters. So it's basically just a 110 with the upgraded steel. And I think they had these for $100, and I had 10% off, so I got it for about $90, which is a really good deal for S30V steel. So I got the best of both worlds. I got the traditional buck with the modern blade steel also, and those are my 110s. I really like the red wood on this.
I like that knife. That one's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, and I can always get a TRX sometime, but like I said, having the Slim Pro, it's very similar to the TRX. So
Yeah, I hear you on that.
You said that other coating's a titanium nitrate?
They used to do a titanium nitrate on it, but this one said Cerakote. So I wonder if, because they've been making these for years, I wonder if they kind of switched over.
Yeah.
If it holds up better. Or I know they put that coating on their like Spitfire customs and stuff like that. It's mostly Cerakote. So I don't know if maybe it's more durable.
Yeah, maybe. Because I have that X timer is in a titanium nitrate. So I would be interested to see what it would look like on that buck blade.
Yeah, I think the titanium has more of a reflective mirror black, which I really do like. I have that kind of on some of my Rough Riders.
It's more of a true bluing.
Yeah, and the Cerakote's more of a flat black, and I'm not sure how much it will scuff up. On a note, so my 120th anniversary comes with just the normal buck sheath,
right?
And then the Cabela's, it's like kind of a brown burgundy, but look at the belt loop is different. The belt loop there kind of actually loops around, and then this one it's just kind of flat.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then of course this has like a special stamp saying the Alaskan Guide series.
That's really cool. That's only available at Cabela's?
I think so, and maybe Bass Pro might have them. I think also they're pretty much the same company. But I ordered it, and it came within 2 days, and I think it came from Post Falls, Idaho. So I don't know if they just, when you order it from them, they just have Buck send it off from their factory.
Maybe.
He's got the answer there, Kirby Creek.
Kirby Creek always has the answer when it comes to buck knives. Yep, the flat belt loop is so it will fit in the tin.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
If you want an expert on the 110, it's Kirby Creek Outfit. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, you need to do so. That man does amazing work with a buck 110.
Yeah.
The way he uses that and carves and bushcrafting, I guess we call it. Yeah. KCO.
I agree. Since we have so many buck experts here, I have a question. Why doesn't Buck put a sharpening choil on their blades? Because HT said he put one on his buck because he likes them. But I'm curious, like, why don't they have sharpening choils on it? Maybe that's just the traditional way of how they built them, or
that's just, I guess, the way they did it. And
they still
the original design, yeah. I've added them to just about maybe everyone I have. I really like a sharpening choil on the knife, and little Dremel work and some patience, and it'll turn out real nice for you. If you're a sharpening choil kind of fan, which I am, but not too hard of a mod. That's
true. In case anybody missed it, we kind of have somebody mentioned a drinking game. I told Zen, go ahead and take a shot every time we say 110, and you'll be set for the rest of the Sunday.
Oh boy!
Although I can't recommend that, but it's just something silly to say. That's for sure.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Exactly. What is Jack in that cup?
Sweet tea.
There you go.
Delicious.
Right on.
And where sharpening choils they are nice. Sometimes you can get, when you're cutting, things can get hung up in the choil. So you just got to be aware of that. And I'm wondering maybe they didn't put one on for, as far as you're not getting hooked up on anything.
Yeah. They have their pros and cons for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, Zen. Pace yourself. He's just going to go with a sip every time we say 110.
110.
It's over.
There won't be much viewership on this show when you're done, RJ.
Either that or my subs will go up. You never know.
Yeah, one of the
Oh Lord.
You know, Kalen,
Yes, sir.
I've got this information. It's like version 1, and then you have like V1, V2, V3 of version 1, and then you have version 2, but then you have V1, V2, V3 of version 2. And they show all talks about the different bolsters and the pins and this and that. None of them is showing what the inlays are.
Hey, while I got you there, what's the upside down horseshoe? What year is that one?
Upside down horseshoe.
Rough Rider started in 1994. Thank you, Knife Doctor. Thank you very much. I
1997.
see your super chat, and we appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
97.
97.
Very clever.
You
So
gotta be quick with this crew. I'm telling you. That's
Thank
for
you,
sure.
Tom. I appreciate that.
What do you got there in a yellow box, Tom? Is that a yellow box? Let's
it is yellow.
take a look
Yeah.
at that. Jesse McJames. I hope you're watching. Pay attention.
It looks like
Oh.
a gold.
Those that haven't seen either Big J's video or my video on our shopping trip, we got to spend last Saturday together, going from antique store to antique store. And the very first one we went to, where we first met that morning, there's a section that we both knew where there's all these pocket knives and everything. And we spent a lot of time there. And I thought, you know, last time I was here, back around the corner over there, I think there was some more knives over in this other little area. Excuse me. And I walked around the corner and walked a few steps, and hidden down in a display case, I just saw the box. They didn't even have the knife displayed. I saw this yellow, and I saw a buck knife on there. I thought, uh-oh, there's something special there. And so what I was able to come across was a new in the box Buck 105 Pathfinder from 1987.
Oh wow.
Very nice.
better not let Kevin see that from Boston Blades.
They always stamp the model number in the back. This is the old flap over style. And still have the paperwork inside.
Unreal.
So yeah,
Very nice find.
it was. I was so excited to find this. So but yeah, this is the color of the boxes. And I've got at least one other, if not two other buck knives that came in the yellow box also.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a special find.
Is that before they put Edge of a Legend on their boxes, or does it still say
Yeah.
that?
No, let's see. Well, it says famous for holding an edge.
Oh, very cool. Oh, and it's got the hammer hammering it through a bolt. That's cool.
So yeah, that's what the box looks like. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's an awesome find, Tom.
And it's always nice to have the box and the paperwork with it, you know.
Oh yeah,
Even
for
if it
sure.
had been slightly used or anything, it would still been okay. Just to have the box and the paperwork with it means a lot to me anyway.
That's fantastic. That's right. Knife Doctor has it correct. That we all love the hunt and finding things like that buck. You never know what you're looking for until you find it during the hunt. And that has happened so many times. I think to all of us, you know, you go out with something in mind and you just come across some treasure that you're like, oh yeah, I really need that.
Some of my best finds like that one there is something I just stumbled across, you know.
Exactly.
And it's fun because Knife Doctor is absolutely correct, because a lot of times the clerks in these stores, well, is there something in particular you're looking for? And I said, no, but I'll know what I want when I see it. So
Exactly. All right. So do we want to play a little game with Tom? Do we want to?
Oh no, putting me on the spot.
It's okay. I just thought this might be fun. We'll show Tom some different knives, and we'll ask him is it a buck or is it not a buck, and we can kind of see how he does. Anybody want to go first? Okay,
I'll go first.
I'll go first.
RJ, go first.
I'll go first.
I'll go second.
One moment.
Oh,
Thanks, Stuart. $9.99 contribution there.
thank you, Stuart. That
First
is
super
awesome.
chance.
All right, so here you go, Tom. Buck or not a buck?
Buck.
It's a buck. You're right. All right. You got something, Cal? Do you want to show him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you bring it up full screen?
Sure. Make sure the tank stamp is hidden.
Well, it looks like a buck.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It's a buck. It's the first knife I showed. I
Yep,
was trying to trick you.
It can be hard because there's some awful nice clones. So
Good job,
There
sir.
it is.
That
There
was that was the low blow. I'm sorry.
no, it's all right.
You're hitting him with that first. Either of you guys got anything? Oh, there we go. Harold's got one. Let's go ahead and bring him up.
What do you think, Tom? We have a buck here or not a buck?
That is definitely a buck.
Absolutely.
That's the model 400 something, isn't it?
450. Yes, sir.
450. Yep.
I can show it. If I can get it over
Yep.
there, yeah. That's the
I have
450.
one of those. Only like they must have broke the tip of the blade off, and so they kind of made a new, like almost like a spear point blade, and it was really roughed up. But it was like a buck in an antique store. I said, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab it because it's still a buck knife, that a model I don't have, but I would like to find one of those that's in good condition." Because just holding that, it's very lightweight and it fills your hand like a 112. It looks like a fantastic knife.
It has the, it definitely is. It's one of my favorites. It's outside of the 110, 112 family. The 450 is one of mine. It has a nice rubberized handle here.
Yep.
I added a little lanyard on mine, but I mean, you can get it. That rubber grip feels so good. You get a good firm purchase on it, and it's still similar to the 112 blade. You got about a 3-inch blade here. This thing is solid.
Yep.
Probably my
I agree.
favorite folder, minus the 110 and the 112.
Right. Yep. I agree. Yeah, Buck came out with those in like the 80s or 90s, and it was part of the Workman series or something like that.
Yep.
Oh, Cal's got something. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Bluminati Ninja just gifted 5 RJ's memberships. Fantastic.
Well, thank you, Illuminati.
Awesome.
Oh goodness.
See-
Well,
Which one's not a buck knife?
wow.
The one on the bottom.
One on the top.
Or they're both.
They're both buck knives.
That's what I thought. The one on top has a tiger striped wood though to it, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a 3-dot buck 110.
Yep.
Which is 80 to 81, and then we have a upside down U, which is a 97 buck 110.
Yep.
And OMKR says foul. He's throwing a flag on that play.
Here's part of the problem. Unless you're holding it in your hand and you can feel the weight of it and everything, just by a picture, you can get fooled because there are a lot of good knockoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese and Japanese and Schrade, and a lot of people make bucks. But Tom, is this a buck?
That looks like to me that's a modern knife, so I'm not so versed on them. I would say I think that's one of their new moderns, though.
Yes, it is. It's the 238 infusion, I think it is.
Oh, the infusion. Okay.
I was
That's
trying
cool.
to hide the buck on the clip when I was
Oh,
shooting.
sure. I
That's
thought
cool.
I
like that.
recognized the.
They've got it billboarded pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got one for you, Tom. Can you tell me, is this a buck or not a buck?
Buck.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's bring it up here.
Uh-oh.
And although it looks like a buck, this is actually a Klein made in Japan.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bravo.
I thought I might be able to sneak this one past him. Now, see, it's much slimmer
Yeah.
than a regular. Here's a buck 110, so you can really
Right.
tell in this dimension. But from the side, the lock back, the everything else, you'd say, this is a buck, but this is a Klein from Japan. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's why I'm saying unless you can actually hold it, it's awful hard to tell because from the profile view, it looks just like one.
absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell by the bolsters weren't slanted at all either. They're kind of more straight.
Yeah, it's more straight for sure.
But on some of the older buck 110s, I think they weren't as slanted as much. Also,
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay, this is the third time we're seeing this knife, Cal.
No, that's not a buck.
Are you sure?
No, that's not a buck.
oh man,
It could be an older one.
I'm trying to look at the lock and focus on the lock. I'm going to say it's a buck, but you might have fooled me.
I did, dang it. It's a trade. LB7.
Yep.
The pen position is a little different.
I was
Yeah,
looking
and
back at the lock and that back bolster looked a little different, but
a little bit more slanted.
Yeah.
That's what I was fixing to pull up next.
Sorry.
Me too. We all had that one to try to fool Tom.
The LB7.
Yeah.
I bet I got some y'all don't have.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Some German stuff, but they're not so much. I definitely won't fool Tom, but they're definitely. You can tell they were going off of a 110, 112.
Yeah. Sure.
That's not a
Here's one
buck.
of my favorites.
I think it's is that Kershaw?
K-bar.
K-bar, that's right.
You are.
I've almost thought about getting one of those because they're a good modern.
But they're a lot
it's
thinner.
really good knife. I like mine. But yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
got
so
the
sure about the pocket clip, but it's removable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
pocket
have
clip.
some jimping on top and thumb studs. Yeah.
It's removable and reversible. So
Is there a lanyard hole in that too?
There is.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Good one. Yeah, I have another one that is a
Got one, RJ?
Kershaw, and this is the Wildcat,
Jesus.
which is similar to that one in that it has the lanyard hole, but then super smooth deployment and not quite as shiny as the other ones, but really cool.
Is that Mikata or is it G10?
You know what? I don't know. I would have to look it up and see what they have on there. That this is the Kershaw Wildcat Ridge. So if anybody knows whether it's micarta or G10, then you can.
Good size handle on that one.
That's what we were. So
Yeah.
It's kind of black texturized, but I'm not sure what it is. I'd have to.
No. I was saying it's good size.
Oh yeah, it's a
Good
good
size.
size knife. Yeah, for sure.
Is that an American-made Kershaw or one of the Chinese ones?
This is a Chinese one, model 3140.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's got a nice lockup. It has the sharpening choil is already in there, so you can see that. I'll put it against my my black shirt. Maybe you can see the notch in there. So it's already got the sharpening choil, and the blade is not quite as long, I think, as a 110. Let me see here. Oh no, it's exactly the same size.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very nice.
exactly the same size. So really a very neat knife, but another variant.
I think HT had something he wanted to show.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and
All right,
get
Tom.
you up there.
What do you say, Tom?
That looks like, oh, what's the name of that knife? I
Spider
think it's a
Joe.
buck. Is it a mini Mentor?
It is the 539, the open season.
The open season. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the S30V.
Yep.
Yep, and it has the walnut handles.
Very nice.
Definitely a buck. Good
Okay.
job.
I've been thinking about those. They're kind of small though in the hand. Can you grip it so I can see? It's kind of a
sir.
smaller. Is it smaller? What, like 3 finger or 4? Can you get 4 fingers on it?
I'm all 4. I'm to the right here. If you can see, I got just a little peeking through, but with that sharpening choil, Andrew, they give you, you get all 4 on there.
Okay.
Just barely. I don't have a lot to spare, but I'm comfortably. If I could stay in the frame,
Those are nice little fixed blades for sure.
Yeah.
definitely. The 539 open season and S30V.
Very nice.
All right, Tom.
Uh-oh.
Buck
Teacher,
or not a buck?
teacher has now turned it on to the students.
Buck or not a buck?
No, it's not.
Almost saying
I'm going to
Just
say it's
remember
I'll say
custom
buck.
knives now. Remember custom knives.
I'll
Is
say
it a
buck.
or not a buck?
Gunslinger says buck.
slanted bolsters.
That's a tough one because it could be a custom.
This is a Brian Yellow Horse custom. It has red dyed mastodon bone scales.
not. Wow. I cannot believe that.
No, it's
I cannot
not.
believe that for 1 minute.
Mastodon.
This is a Guidesman. And Guidesman is the house brand of Menards. Menards is a home improvement store like Lowe's and that. But yeah, once you get it, it's
Yep.
super thin.
A lot thinner.
But that's a knockoff, but it was like $10,
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had to play devil's advocate, I guess.
I just had to toy with you a little bit.
You did, and we deserved that.
I kind of wish Buck would do more bone handles on their 110s and 112s. I know they have the elk, which is really nice, and then, but Terry had that red bone, which is really cool. I wish they would do more of that. And I know occasionally they'd release some bone covers.
They kind of save those for special limited editions
Or the
things like
Collectors
that.
Club. Yeah.
Yep.
Which I've thought about joining the Collectors Club just to have access to some of those limited editions. Like Kirby Creek has some really nice limited ones you can only get from the club.
Yeah. Most of them you can still get, but they're offered to the club first, and usually the club buys them out, I think is what it is.
Because they're
So
limited.
it's just limited run on them. So okay, do we want to talk about the 112?
Yeah.
Or do we
Let's
just
do
keep
112.
showing some knives?
Well, HT, did you show all your 110s? How many do you have?
I've got a couple of basic ones. We've already covered those. I got a couple more that are a little special if you'd like to see them.
Yes, you bet.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, let me bring you up.
Before we move to the 112s,
This
Yeah.
is a it was a special run with the nickel bolsters and black micarta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a 420?
This is actually no. This is in S35VN.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with nickel bolsters and no finger grooves on this one. Black micarta, S35VN steel, and of course, again, I've added the sharpening choil and a thumb lug on it.
Was that from the Buck, from Buck themselves, or did you find it somewhere else?
This was, don't quote me on this, Andrew, but I believe this was a DLT dealer exclusive right here. They did.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I believe that was a dealer exclusive. But one of my favorites. One of my favorites for sure. And not to keep y'all hogged up, but we will go to this guy.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the one with the cutaway blade, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. If you guys have anybody that watched my introduction, my channel introduction, this was the background knife. Has the traditional brass bolsters on this guy, and again, it has the American elk. And kind of what makes this one unique. I'll get up here close. Has a 24 karat gold little cutout here. I don't know if that's coming through, guys.
Tom, are you okay?
Yep. Can you hear me
20
hyperventilating?
24 karat gold inlay, plated inlay of 2 bucks fighting.
It matches that fixed blade you have, right, Tom?
Actually, I got that fixed blade out. I was going to show it here. So this is
Awesome.
perfect.
Awesome. Let me bring you up then, and we'll take a look at that.
I'd called that open season. I was thinking it was a mini Mentor. This is a mini Mentor that I found in an antique store. Same thing.
Wow.
It's got the cutout with the running deer, 24
Wow.
karat gold. Box elder.
Box Elder, yeah.
Go sit down, buddy. Go sit down.
Very nice.
And on the sheath, it doesn't say buck. It's just got a stamp of a buck on it.
You don't see that Box Elder wood that often. That's really cool.
No, this is from around 2002, I think it is. And the model is a mini Mentor. And the mini Mentor, the actual one, was like some sort of a plastic handle type thing, lightweight knife. But this is just an awesome knife.
That you did?
And
Hey Terry.
hey, Terry.
Y'all didn't actually think y'all was gonna have a RJ's live without me, did you?
No.
We were hoping that you would show up.
Now we can start the show.
That's exactly right.
I just before we close out on the 110s, if we do, I just
That's
wanted
light.
to show this.
Light
That's the
hunter.
110 light, and it is very lightweight. They cost around $20 or $21.
But it's still got a little thickness to the
It
the
does.
handle.
It does.
It's a lighter material, yeah.
So this is a great knife, especially if you're backpacking and you're looking for something really light, but you still want a full size, blade and knife. Something like this. I have a go bag where I keep one of these in. I have one in orange, also. So it's a very nice. But I just wanted to bring up, just like HT said, showing those custom 110s. There's auto 110s. There's just such a variety of 110s now, especially through the custom shop. And when we get to the 112s, the same there. They've modernized, and that's one thing I like about Buck is they've taken traditional, designs like their famous 110, and they've modernized them with different features. So to me, Buck has been very innovative and really trying to keep up with what their customers want.
You say that was about $20?
Yeah, this one was $20, $21 or something like that
Very
at
nice.
Walmart.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me one of those. I like that.
Yeah,
They're fantastic. They are.
Yeah,
very, very lightweight.
I was going to show my Buck light that I have also, which I've shown this one before, but this is one from back in the 80s. And it's, basically your 110 but this is based on the finger groove model. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so it's this is the 426 Bucklight.
426. Yep.
So very, very much the 110 handle shape and everything, but very lightweight, very, very cool knife. I have to give an honorable mention because we can't have a show with lockbacks if we're not going to show the Kershaw 1050.
Oh, I almost showed that one.
Almost? Were you going to say buck or not buck?
I left it at my buddy's house. I almost grabbed that one, but I figured it wasn't enough buck style. But
I think it's enough buck style.
I was wrong.
Definitely, you know, it's a lockback. It's you know, different enough, but it still had the brass bolsters, brass liners, big, you know, heavy field knife.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it fits in that category of you know, a lockback.
Very
hunter.
solid knife.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, very much so.
I got an honorable mention before we get off of these.
Sure.
Just the 60T old timer. This one's in terrible condition. Somebody sharpened the blade with a grinder, and it's about gone. I guess that's somebody sharpening tool there, but they did a terrible job.
That's a
yeah.
6OT is my favorite from them.
60T Bearhead, and definitely modeled off of the 110 in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think so too.
With the lanyard hole, but yeah, so another solid locking up knife there.
Great knife.
And I need to say that only 3 of these are my actual knives. I was able to borrow some knives from my friend, and he was very gracious, and I appreciate it. Troy, thank you.
Yep.
Hey,
Shout out
thanks,
to you,
Troy,
Troy.
for-
Thank you
for sharing those. Yeah.
You took the words out of my mouth, Tom. Awesome.
Hey, I think Terry has one of the nicest ones that I've seen in a while.
Terry,
It's a-
you
It's
Terry,
a
you have a buck
112,
110, maybe? Oh, thank you. JB just gifted one of the RJ's Knives memberships. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can you see who was the winner of that, Tom?
Sharp Guy ATX.
Nice. Well, for everybody that Bluminati Ninja sent a membership to, and with JB's membership also, if you guys want some RJ's Knives stickers, just contact me. I'll get that swag out to you, and then we'll go from there. But Terry, show us what was it, Tom?
RJ.
Yes, sir.
Zen Ali had to put a comment up there. He's trying to blaspheme here.
Uh-oh, not a blaspheme.
He
Not a
blasphemes.
Wow. Let's see here. His favorite 110 is the Boker Scout.
Anybody have one of those?
Does anybody have one of those to show? Okay,
I
Zen,
don't. I'm sorry.
you'll have to make sure to send it to us, and we'll be sure to test it out and take a look at it, and we'll compare it to our 110s. How's that?
Yeah, Zen, no worries, mate.
Zen, that is a loaded question. I'm not even gonna say that. That's horrible. Go ahead, Terry. Let's see what
What
you
am I
got there.
supposed to be doing? Tom, what did you say?
You got a red bone? You got a red bone?
Teams, right?
You
Yeah,
sent
he
me a
said-
picture the other day.
But I thought you were showing 110s.
That's
Yours-
all right. Show what you've got.
We're kind of moving on to 112s or whatever.
Is that? Oh, that's not a 110. I'm sorry, that's wrong show. Wrong show. I had to show that one later.
That's cool.
Huh? Let's see. I don't have a 110. Don't have a
No,
110.
We
I
were
know.
getting ready to move on to the 112s, and you sent me a picture of a 2017 Buck 112.
Oh, you're talking about the.
Yeah.
Where can I find one of those?
Yeah.
I bought the last one. I bought the last one.
They made them in Blue Bone also.
Look, Andrew, after I bought this, I just went nuts and I went to researching, and this is a SMKW exclusive. They make 4 colors: red, blue, purple, and pink, and they made it in a clip and they made it in a drop.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Yes, and they all have the Buck script with the brass bolsters, and I have not cleaned this up at all. I walked into an antique store and I sent Kaylin a picture, and there was about, I don't know, 15 or 20 knives laying in a big old glass ashtray, just out on the counter, not
Wow.
even under glass. And I bought as many of them as I could.
Nice.
I hope you bought a purple one for Byron.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm on a quest now, y'all, because I'm gonna have to have all 4 of them.
Oh boy, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, sir. And just so you'll know it, Tom, the fact that I'm even fooling around with these bucks, I'm gonna have to send you a bill. But this, I'm gonna tell y'all now. The 112 for me,
Great size.
it's the perfect size.
Yeah.
I put this in my pocket, been carrying it in my pocket today on the way home. And when I got home a while ago, I had to have me a little brownie, so I opened it up. And y'all, I'm telling you now, this is, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna rate it. It's jam up and jelly tight. That's for
All
sure.
right.
There you go.
So what were the 4 color variants? I think it was red, blue, pink, and
Purple.
okay.
Yeah. And
Excellent find, Terry.
sir.
I said that was an excellent find.
Yes, sir.
I was well pleased with it, you know, especially for the price.
Yeah.
This, I mean, it's factory age. This has not been used, not been carried. Lord, I don't know why in the world they wouldn't.
Didn't come with a sheath at all.
No, when I read the description for Smoky Mountain Knife Work, it's supposed to come with a what do you call them sheaths? Those black.
Yeah.
Not a number. It didn't. It actually. So.
Nylon sheath.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to come with. But I'm gonna order me a Buck black sheath for it.
You can find them relatively affordable. I think
Yeah, you can
around
do
$10 you can get the black one.
Right. It actually says Buck on it, so it may not say 112, but that's okay. This is it's jam up. That's for sure. I am very, very pleased with it.
Or you can have Georgia Adventure make you a custom one.
And I even thought about that too, because I like the ones that he's been making for his for the large trapper, the large 75 with the open top.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat too.
Very good find.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, we've officially transitioned over to the 112, I guess. This is probably the knife that really piqued my interest, not only in buck knives, but in knife collecting in general. This was my late father-in-law's Buck 112. It's the, what is it, 60s? Let me get the years on it. It's the 2-dot, 74 to 1980. What's unique about it is the early models didn't have a nail nick in the blade.
Huh.
So, a couple points I wanted to bring up. That is Buck's Custom Shop. and Buck's warranty service. When I got this was all beat up. I sent it in. It cost $8 to get the spa treatment on it. They put a factory edge back on the blade. And as you can see, they buffed all that out. Now, this has been several years ago. And I've just let the patina go on the brass. And it's just forming this beautiful, even patina on that brass. And RJ, I know he's had experience with the Buck warranty service. Basically, any knife where they still have blades available for that knife, you can. They will replace the blades for $10. So if you have a Buck 110, I don't know how far back. I'm assuming even the modern blades would fit in the early models of Bucks, but if they still have the blade for it, you can get a blade replaced for $10, and you just can't beat that. So even if you're on eBay or you're at a garage sale or antique store and you get one and this, the frame is all really nice and good, but the tip is broke on it. Hey, if they're selling it for $10, buy it, send it into Buck, and for another $10, get a new blade on it, and you got a brand new knife, basically.
Exactly. You got a brand new knife.
So I wanted to bring that up. Now, just a real quick history on the 112. So tradition has it, or the story goes, there was a couple of sailors on board the USS Ranger, and one of them had a Buck 110, and they got into a fight. And one of them pulled out a Buck 110, and the captain of the ship got awful upset, and he banned knives with blades bigger than 4 inches. So Buck then came out. That was kind of the stimulus for them to come out with a 112 with a 3-inch blade. And of course, they named it the Ranger. So little history on the 112. I really do like the 112. To me, it gives you pretty much everything the 110 does, but it does fit better in my hand. It's easier to control with the little smaller blade. So Zen is asking for distressed leather. Yeah, I have it in brown. This is for a 110.
And I think they sell those as a separate item on the
They do.
Buck website.
Yeah. So Terry, if you can buy replacement 112 sheaths, they do come with. I think they have the option of the distressed brown leather too. I think they're $12 instead of $10.
Okay.
So yeah, Buck website and the custom shop. But anyway, there's the belt sheath for this old 112.
Oh, and then Zen had to make it worse. Wow. Can't believe it.
Oh, Zen, what are we gonna do with you?
Yeah, and there you go. BC Gerbs has it right there.
Yep. I'm not touching that comment.
We don't have to touch it, but it's funny.
Hey, Tom, I got a question. On this particular 112 that with these smooth red bone handles, there's no pin.
Right.
Okay. I realize this is an exclusive, right? So
Right.
when they say exclusive, did Buck do these handles, or was this done aftermarket for SMKW?
I'm assuming Buck did it.
Yeah, and the reason I can kind of concur with Tom is if you look at the custom shop, if you go to build a custom knife, you can have it with the pins showing or no pins showing. That's an option. So they can do it either way. I don't
So
think
in other words, they could be pins in there. They're just not all the way through.
Right.
it's possible.
It could
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Or they just glued it, whatever
Right.
they did. Yeah.
At
Yeah.
any rate,
Terry's making sure we don't.
did
we
they
don't
make
forget
any
that red
other?
one.
Did they make any other series with that script shield other than these exclusives for SMKW, or is that exclusive to just them only?
No, the early 700 series knives, some of them had the script, So earlier on, some of the models had script of their slip joint knives. So that the script in and of itself is not exclusive to SMKW. No. To answer your question.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they can do that to that bone and it fit like it does. I mean, that is just, it's impeccable.
I have a trapper in bone if you'd like to see it.
I would.
Okay. Give me just a minute.
Okay. Yeah, and I love the case script shields that they do, and they do that in bone, and it really looks nice. It really
Yeah,
does.
they do. I would love to have one of those.
Yeah, me too. We'll have to go talk to Doom Crew. He
Yeah,
seems
I know. He's got them. I think, Kevin, don't you have some with the script?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
he does. He's
If
digging
you-
now.
If you see my video on the 700 series of buck knives,
Uh-huh.
I go through. I have all five of the 500 series, the 700 series. I'm sorry, of their slip joints, but I go through the different changes, and in that I show what years they had the script hang stamp and when they didn't. I think so.
And, one more thing, Cheeto Claus gifted a membership to Jesse McJames. So, fantastic. Like I said, if you need anything, you can, if you need some stickers, Jesse, just contact me and I'll send them out to you. And you see Jeroen's comment to you, Tom?
No, I'm ignoring Jerome.
I use case space on my box.
That's pretty much true. Is it? All righty, we'll get you there, Tom, so you can show off that trapper.
Just another example of bucks work with bone.
Okay, so it has no pins either.
No. And
Very
this
nice.
was made in 1990. It's a 312, and it was a limited edition, one of 1,500.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So in 1990,
Yep.
did Buck build that knife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, they used to offer trappers. So they had 2 or 3 models of trappers. So yeah. Yep. It's nice. They did a really good job with that.
So Tom, another question then on say you're in a situation where you find say a buck 503 or something like that, and the knife is in very, very good shape, but the blade has been sharpened down. It looks like an awl.
Mhm.
And you can buy that knife for $10 or $15. What do you do?
Well, it depends because you have to, let's see, the 500 series, they don't make all of the 500 series, and some of them they haven't made for a few years. So they might not have any of those blades left in inventory. So therefore, if you send it in to have a replacement blade done, they would probably reject it because they don't keep blade shapes from, knives 40 years ago that were discontinued, let's say.
So if it's got a forever warranty and you send it in, then what do they do?
Then they're going to send you something probably equal to it or replace it with something kind
Yes.
of as a substitute.
Okay.
Okay.
But they'll
If you
always
were-
have the 110 and 112 blade shape to replace.
I would say you're a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, but
Now,
those
if it's that old of a knife, I might just buy it as a buck collector just to have that model of knife, whether the blade's broke or not, because there might be something special about the tang stamp. It might be
Yeah.
something special about how it was pinned on there that they don't pin them that way anymore. So there's so many different variations within one particular model. Sometimes I'll buy one even. This goes with any of my vintage knives. I'll buy them even though the blades are no good, just because it's a great sample of that particular model and for that time era from that maker. So if you're going in to buy it because you're looking for an actual work knife you want to use, then I guess I'd be a little cautious, and I would check with Buck first to see if they could replace it or not. Send them an email and ask them.
Okay.
Yeah, and Elon wants to know why you're stuck in a bank vault, Tom. I don't think you're stuck if you have the combo.
I do have the combo, yeah.
There you go.
I think he's in a gun vault.
No, I like snack cakes, and that's how I keep them away from my grandchildren.
Yeah, it's filled with little Debbies and Twinkies and
Yep.
all other kind of stuff.
Peanuts, anyone?
He has some 112s.
Yep, let's take a look and see what you got, HT.
Get this up there. This is this will be the little brother to that one I showed you earlier. I've actually got a video. I want to do a video on this. I haven't done it yet, but I guess a little sneak preview of the. This is the 112 with the elk, finger grooves, nickel silk, all the same variants. The S1, S30V, like the 110 I showed earlier, except this one is just the standard clip point. I actually got this one on my 45th birthday, and I'm sure that won't come through. But CJ also signed that one and said happy 45th birthday to me. But yeah, this is the 112. Probably, guys, this may be, man, can't figure this out. Probably, arguably, my favorite knife. I had this built just like I wanted it, everything I wanted in the 112, which is already my favorite model. And this is just perfection to me, guys.
That's a great piece.
The first among your favorites.
That's about a $200 or more 112, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, with the elk and the finger grooves and the nickel silver and then the upgraded steel.
Yeah, I think I got about every upgrade you could get on it. That was, like I said, that was my 45th birthday present, so I kind of splurged on this model. But
did you get the black or the brown sheath?
I didn't bring the sheath. Actually, speaking of, I want to show you guys something. Brother Terry was talking about getting a sheath. This is a custom sheath made by Edward Costa with Legacy Knives. He's out of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I got the high ride on it because I like it to. I don't like his. I'm a big guy. I don't like it to poke me in those love handles, so I kind of got the low ride belt sheath on this guy. But if you guys could look at that stitching, I think this is. I know we got a lot of leather workers in our community, but you guys tell me. I got my monogram initials on the front of that and a couple of deer tracks. But that is a fine leather work, in my opinion, guys. You tell me what y'all think. That's what I carry. That's what I carry my 112 in. That 112, that is, I just picked this up, maybe a month ago, and that's my new ride for that particular knife.
Who makes those again?
It is, and I know it won't come through. Legacy Knives. The guy's name is Edward Costa, and they're out of he's out of Cape Cod, but you can find him on Facebook.
Okay.
Under Edward Costa. If you put him in search on Facebook, it'll bring him up, and he's the CEO of this company. And look at that stitching, guys. I mean, that's top shelf.
That's good.
That is really nice.
Very cool.
And that's what I run my real nice 112s in. This sheath right here. He's actually in the process of building me the same one for my 110s. I got another one in the works now for the 110s.
I like the double stitching on that.
Beautiful. It's I've seen a lot of leather. When we have some awesome, and I'm not taking anything away from the JOs, the Georges, the Richters. They're beautiful sheaths, but I just wanted to give a shout out to this guy. some of the finest I've ran across, guys.
Yep, that's pretty awesome. Of course, Tom's got something there. Let's take a look at Tom's.
Here's a 112 from the custom shop. It was gifted to me upon my retirement as a peace officer. And my friend had this made for me. It says protected and served. It's engraved on the blade, and it's got my first and last name on it. It's got the blue wood inlays, and it is finger grooved. And I tell you, the first time I held this, I thought that somebody had, in the middle of the night, measured my hand
Yep.
and made these finger grooves just for my hand. This thing is so comfortable in my hand. It's just unreal. Just unreal. I don't want to use this knife because it was a gift, and I'm sorry, it's going to be a safe queen. I would just hate for something to happen to this knife, but I've always wanted to order myself a custom 112, with the finger grooves in it for daily carry. And I just love this knife. It's got the nickel silver instead of the brass.
I'm having a hard time finding the nickel silver anymore. I hope they make more. I think they sold out.
Well, you go to their custom shop, you can design.
Oh yeah.
Go
Yeah,
to the custom shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have them with pins, without pins, brass or nickel silver, finger grooved or not finger grooved.
Is that
And
Elvin Ebony or is that
they got 10 or 15 different inlay materials.
yeah, they got buffalo horn also now.
Yep, they do. So
It's like Burger King, Andrew, and have it your way.
and I think you can either order the plain black knife pouch or get it in distressed leather. And
Yeah.
again, the brown distressed leather is a couple bucks more, I think. But
Does it come with tape on the rear bolster, or you're just hiding your last name?
I'm just hiding my last name. And then while we're on the 112s, what I do, I know people do pocket dumps a lot. I don't, because I usually carry the same stuff all the time. But this is one of my most favorite EDC knives. And of course, this is the 112 Slim Select.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
And you can get them in the pro version with, little nicer upgraded steel and stuff. Nice and lightweight, thumb studs, still a lock back. Some people don't like the pocket clip on them. I usually carry this in my work pants, and I got the cargo pockets on it, so it slips right down in the little pouch down there, so you don't see it. But just a great all-around EDC knife. I think I got this for around $30, and I think they're still somewhere in that price range.
Yeah, you can find them for around $26 at certain places.
Yep,
depending
somewhere
on-
in there. Yep. hmm
I have that same one in green.
Oh, well, the question's still there.
Yep, got a good
I
question.
definitely go for the finger grooves. Now, I don't know what hand size you have. I don't know. I'm just saying, for me, it's like they designed those grooves just for my hand. It just feels wonderful in my hand.
100%.
I wear a large to extra large glove. HT, didn't you say you had a finger grooved one and you like the finger grooves?
Yes, sir. I'm looking at my 112s here in front of me. I actually like the non-finger groove too. They're fine as
They're
well.
both good. They're both
They
good.
really are. But yeah, the finger grooves just take it up just a skosh.
I
in
think
my
so.
opinion.
I vote for finger grooves too. I have the finger groove version of the 110 in this 426. But then when I bought the 50th anniversary 112, I opted for the finger grooves, and I'm really glad that I did. This is just another fantastic knife. But yeah, the finger grooves, it's just like it's just made for your fingers, and I have no issues with it at all. I like it because it gives it a little bit narrower in the height of the handle, so you get a really nice grip on it, and those are really, really
RJ let the dogs out. Intruder
stuff.
alert.
I don't think your dog's a finger groove fan.
That's funny.
I have the same one as Tom, but in green.
You did, RJ.
Oh, let's see that, Andrew.
Yeah, it's,
You got
it's-
Andrew?
Went off. Let me get Andrew up here.
it's the Slim Select, and it's 420, and it's made in USA. It's not on the blade here. It's actually stamped. I probably can't get it in there. It's actually stamped underneath there, but it is USA. I like the old red one, but they don't make them anymore. The green, like I said, you can find them for $25, $26. I'm not a huge fan of this pocket clip, but it works great, and it's a deep pocket clip. And I opted to keep it on to hang a lanyard from it because they don't really have a lanyard hold, and it's nice to have this hanging in my pocket. I can just grab it and pull it up. I've thought about taking that clip off just to have a pocket dropper, but like I said, there's really nowhere to put a lanyard on it. But great size. This is my only 112, and I really need to get one of the traditional 112s. I know Buck had the Spear Point and nickel silver bolsters, and they sold out. I can make a custom one, but I think just the normal production ones were definitely more affordable. So I'm kind of waiting for a unique Buck. I've thought about getting this in the TRX, but this really is a great EDC. Don't have to worry about it. I have yet to even sharpen it, and it's still razor sharp.
Are those handles
Andrew?
removable?
Andrew, just
Yeah?
a couple quick points here. When we say Slim Select, the Select series means it has 420 HC blade steel,
Yeah,
but they also make this in what's called the Pro series,
Pro.
and that would be, is that S30V, I think, or S35VM?
It's a 110 Slim Pro,
Pro, yeah.
and this is pinned. And then the TRX is also the Slim Pro, or well, basically a Slim Pro with torque screws. But yeah, there's some people get the differences mixed up, but the Slim Select is, what is it? Some sort of plastic or GFN
Yeah.
420, and then the Pro is the 30.
Yep.
And I remember, Tom, you said the Navy. I think the Buck 110 is a 3 3/4 inch, so they wanted nothing bigger than a 3-inch blade. I think you said 4-inch blade or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I think you flipped it up, but it basically, this is a 3-inch blade, just fantastic, great size, and it goes up here, which is different than the 110. I know a lot of people prefer the 112s over the 110, and I'm having a hard time picking. I guess it just depends on the circumstance. Like, do I want a light, smaller carry, or am I skinning a deer or something?
Yep. The other thing I wanted to point out, over and above just a standard production price or standard production model, you can still go to the custom shop and get like blue wood. There's no extra cost for blue wood. Okay, so I would just say go check it out, because some of the things you think, well, that's going to cost more because it's blue wood instead of the ebony. That's not the case.
Yeah, a lot of the oaks
Now,
are.
some of the woods, like the ironwood, that's going to cost you more. Obviously, the elk stag is going to cost you way more. But don't let just say custom shop scare you off that I can't afford it, because there's a lot of options that don't change the price of the knife.
Yeah, you can get walnut, blue wood, oak, and a few others, ebony, all for no extra price, basically.
Right.
And I really want one of the blue wood ones, basically.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've got.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I think the nickel silver is only a $10 upgrade.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a cherry wood that's in production right now that I'm hoping I get before Christmas. I'm going to do a live unboxing on it myself, and it's going to be in cherry wood.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Nice.
There's another one in the blue wood there.
Oh, wow.
It's the 113, and I got the brown distressed leather. Now that was $10 extra, I think. So
Very nice. Wow.
Yep.
yeah, I
like
really
it.
like that blue wood.
13.
I wonder what kind of wood the blue is. I know they put like a dye to it or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They just
Maybe
call it
it's
blue
birch.
wood. So
It's birch, Andrew. I
Birch.
actually asked them that on the cherry wood that I'm having, because I was like, it just didn't look to me like cherry fern, like pure cherry wood.
Yeah.
And they told me that, yeah, I was right. It is, it's actually birch, which is a good wood, which is a good hardwood. It's not a veneer. It's not a diamond wood, but it's birch. And then they put the blue dye to it. And in my case, it'll be, the cherry, the red,
Right.
the red looking wood to it. But it's actually birch. I asked that question while I was designing it.
Takes color really well.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And Mike says what to do. Just buy what you want. No regrets. There you go.
RJ, I got one here for Tom. I think you'll like.
Okay, let me answer John Madrid real quick. He wants to know who has a 34 OT Middleman USA made. I definitely do. I think a couple of the other guys do. But this particular show, we're kind of featuring the Bucks, but I'll keep that in mind for the 34 OT, and we'll revisit that one.
we can always do a Schrade show.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll definitely get that on the and Cal's giving that a big thumbs up. Wow. Well, we might have a topic for next week. Maybe we'll do Schrades and old timers and Uncle Henrys and all that good stuff because they're Imperials. There's a whole lot to unpack with that particular manufacturer and family of manufacturers.
Like I have a few of the, USA made Schrades, but I don't remember the model numbers. I'm not that much up on them. But
that's okay. We'll get you a magnifying glass and you can read the stamps.
Oh, I've got one.
Okay.
Basically the medium Stockman.
Yeah, it's the medium. That's for sure. All right, HT, go ahead and show your knife you wanted to show Tom.
This is for you, Tom. This is I believe they only made this for 2 years. This is the 3-dot on the Tang. I believe this is a 1980. And I think they made this in this configuration for 2 years. This has the 425M blade steel, Tom. If you remember that steel that they ran.
Yep.
Yes, sir. It's got the brass bolsters, the ebony wood, and I'm sure the camera's not going to show it, but this is where it's doesn't have the contoured handles on it. It's real blocky. It's more the blocky old school handles. But this is the 425M they ran there for. I believe it was just. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was for 2 years from 1980, 80 and 81 models, 112, the old blocky models.
I've got that information somewhere. I don't know where it's at. They used that steel for more than 2 years, across their collection of knives. Yeah, they first started out with 440, and then they went to something else, and then the 425M. And then somewhere in the, late 80s, early 90s, that's when they switched to the 420HC. And they said the reason they switched, they thought 425M was a better steel, but so few knife makers were using it that it made it so expensive. So they just couldn't compete. It shouldn't be an expensive steel, but since no one else was using it, it made it expensive, and they just couldn't keep using it.
I could be mistaken. There's something about 2 years, 80 and 81. That could be the 2 dots, the 3 dots, the one on the left and the 2 on the right. That could be. There's something about 80 and 81, but I know this is the 425M steel.
1 dot on the left side and 2 dots on the right is 1980 and 81.
That's what it was, sir. Good call. I knew you would know that.
Yep.
And I thought you'd get a kick out of that one.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Blast from the past.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you not see the one I showed?
What's that, Kalen?
I said I showed that same knife earlier.
Is that the same one?
Yeah, the blocky 110. This is a 3-dot 8081.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was when I was holding the two knives up at once.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
that's
can
originals
you
were blockier.
can you each hold them up? I know we can't go single screen with both of you up there, but just
There's no so like this one's the like you're saying the contoured handles instead.
Right.
This is the blocky.
yeah. Okay, but as I was saying earlier, when you get into versions, that might be version 3, but it might be version number 4 of version 3.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Every year for the first 10 or 15 years, they had tiny, slight differences in the
Gotcha.
size of the pins, how many pins. So it gets very in depth.
And
Yeah.
honestly, the blocky, what I call the blocky handles. You tell me, Cal, they're still pretty comfortable. I haven't handled a 112. Again, I'm prejudiced for the model. I'll admit that, but they're still pretty comfortable. What do you think, Cal?
Yeah, I mean,
Not a
I
problem.
honestly like a thicker handle knife myself, so it definitely doesn't bother me.
Well, now, so Hoyt Buck was the original, the great grandfather now. I can't remember what his son's name was, and then you had Chuck Buck. Chuck was the grandson and the third CEO. And I think Chuck got in an argument with his dad, or they had a disagreement over whether to have the blocky style or to streamline it more. And I want to say it was Chuck wanted the more streamlined version of it, but his dad liked the old block style. And I don't remember all the backstory on it, but it's kind of interesting how, differences of opinion
Mhm.
on what the shape of it should be.
There isn't a bad one.
Yeah, and also we had Byron Kennedy wanted to know if anybody had purchased a Kalinga. I never
I
have.
have not yet, but Byron, I would love to get one someday. It just,
I held one last week. My friend Brad brought one over because his father had one, and he wanted it so much when he was a child, and somebody broke into their house and stole it, so he purchased one, and that is a very unique buck.
it is.
It is.
That was, Al Buck. He would be the son. I think that was Al Buck's or Chuck Buck's design, I think.
Right.
It
And then we
looks like
had a
a-
question about the 55, if anyone had a custom the 55, but I don't think anybody has a custom one. I think
No,
you guys
I did a video. So Brad, who I was just talking about, purchased a custom, or he purchased a used one, but it was a 55 in the buffalo horn, and it was signed by Chuck Buck. He was at some knife's place that had closed down in Las Vegas, and at this lady's house, basically digging through her stuff and found it. So I have a video on one, but I do not have one yet. I will be looking for one.
Okay. Cal, I saw you had a knife there, so we'll go ahead and go back to you.
What do we got here, Tom?
Oh my goodness. It looks like a 501.
I'd say that's not a buck.
Not a buck. Not a buck.
Okay.
It's a hen and rooster. This is a 90s model hen and rooster. I believe it could be 80s. It has got the solids and stamp, but they definitely modeled this after the 110 or the 112. I would say it's a bit smaller than the 110, so if it is modeled after it, it is scaled down just a bit. But I love the bone handles, locks up great. This is, I say it every time, this is the smoothest actioning knife I own. You would think that it's got ball bearings in there, but it's man, so
Super
smooth.
smooth.
Super smooth.
So that's a scaled down 110. Is the blade about 3 inches? So is it kind of a 112 size?
Lord.
Oh, you don't need to get a measuring tape.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just compare them.
Compare it to a 110 or something side by side.
Yeah. So here's the 110, and then here is. There we go.
Yeah, it's kind of a 112 size.
Right, but it just don't have that extra hooking.
Mhm.
Kind of the 112 kind of hooks a bit more. But I wanted to show you all these other German knives that I have, and I have a Japanese one too. I'm not even gonna try to fool you, Tom, but this kind of looks like a 110. But you see anything
yeah.
different
Yeah.
sticking out there at the bottom?
Yep.
But so this is a Carl Schleifer. It's just a lockback knife, but it also comes with a saw.
So,
Oh wow.
huh.
Yeah, and it's got the Carl Schleifer I-brand badge there, and it's got some cool match strike pulls,
Yeah.
long pulls. I don't know the date of this knife. This is one of my buddy's knives. He is a vendor at one of the flea markets, and people just bring him random stuff. And this is one of the things they brought him. So I thought this one was really cool, and it would definitely fit in. Even though, and this is the locking mechanism. It sticks out instead of being flush, which I thought was pretty different. Get that there. And it's the same thing. You just press it in, and it closes the knife. So there's that one.
Very
And then
interesting.
also, I have a.
I don't know. Looks like you got cheated there, Kalen. You only got half of a back bolster.
Oh yeah, she's tiny down there. Yeah, for sure. She's tiny. Then this thing is probably the coolest one out of all of them. It's a Browning Japan made Farrier knife.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
this thing is really cool, and it's got a model number 3318 F3, and I imagine the F stands for Farrier, and then the 3 blades for F3. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
The dog was barking, but it was vibrate.
So yeah, it has a really cool skinning blade, and it actually the middle blade locks. And it is it just says Browning and Japan. Well,
That's an old one.
yeah, Browning Japan, and it comes with a the Farrier blade,
Wow.
and then it comes with a saw as well, because you need all that stuff when trimming hooves and stuff. So I thought this was really cool and definitely worthy of mentioning. Definitely incredible. It's got a lot of what do y'all call that? Where the blades is it canter? Something like that?
Yeah, I can't stand.
Canted. Yeah.
Canted. There we go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is a really cool skinning blade, and it's still fairly comfortable with the blades.
That's cool. Do you know what year that is?
Brother, oh, I sure don't.
In Japan, it might be 80s or early 90s, being Japan. Maybe.
But definitely, while I have these knives, and the rest are just split joint lockups.
Okay.
While we have this knife, I will do some research, and I plan on doing some reviews on these older knives as well. So keep an eye out for those. But yeah, I love the shape of that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
is. That's very neat.
I've never seen a 3-bladed buck style.
Yeah, definitely different. And I'm out of knives, guys.
Me too. We're gonna have to rely on HT and Tom.
So we're gonna have to say goodbye to Cal and
Just real quick here, RJ. I'd like to remind our viewers, please hit that like button.
yes,
We've
please.
consistently had well over 30 people here in the live today, which is terrific. We welcome each and every one of you. But do us a little favor and hit that like button, please.
Yeah, and Zen has a question. Does anyone have a copy of the Buck Marksman? That was the one with that bolster lockup.
No, I do not.
I don't have one either.
No, not with me. No.
So, okay.
Sorry,
Well,
Zen.
I can show off a 112 that I got. I'll get to you right next, Terry. I only got one to show off. It's a 112, and this is the 112 Sport Pro. Which,
That's what I need to get for sure.
Yeah, this one is fantastic knife with the S30V. It's got the thumb studs on each side. Has a really nice deep carry clip on it. The micarta handles and aluminum bolsters really makes it much lighter than the standard 112 because it brings it down to where it's only about 3 ounces, but you still get a great size knife. It's just fantastic.
It's like
And,
half the weight.
I'm sorry?
It's about half the weight, right?
Yeah, it is. It's about half the weight. And this came to me from Kirby Creek Outfit. So thank you very much again, Mo, for this. I was lamenting the fact that I no longer had my first 112, which was the first buck that I ever purchased. And I knew I was never going to get that knife back. And this just showed up at my door one day. I was shocked and still shocked to this day. I mean, this is just a fantastic knife. And coming from someone like him, that means a lot. So thank you very much. But yeah, definitely, if you want a one-handed opening 112 and all the performance that you could possibly ever want, this is one to get. That's for sure.
That was
Yeah.
definitely on my radar.
I love the micarta, the pocket clip, the lightweight, the upgraded steel. Those are really nice. But I go back and forth. Should I get the 110 version or the 112?
Well, that's up to you, brother. I say if you can, get both. No problem with that. We're getting. Let's see. We got some questions about another knife here. It went away. I think it's. Does anyone have the Buck Tiburon? I do not know what the Tiburon is. So I don't know.
Tom, where you at?
Yep, Tom left. But yeah, Jesse says that the Buck Tiburon is his Grail knife. So, Byron, thank you. Wow, that is fantastic. I appreciate that so much. You appreciate all the bucks today and the Browning. So thank you, Cal, for bringing the Browning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome, Byron. We're so glad that you're here with us. Every week it's fun. But you had a knife there, Terry, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just going to show this. Of course, I have no 110s and only the 112, but I do have a few bucks. And this little jewel right here was gifted to me. This is a little Bantam lockback, USA made buck, gifted to me by no other than Pete, the Jersey Knife Guy.
There you go.
This is it's USA made, 420 HC. Dandy little knife. It's lockback. It's got the mid lock, and got excellent lockup. Excellent blade grind on it. Really, just a really nice lightweight little pocket knife. It's really cool, and I really appreciate old Pete. Pete, he's a grand friend of the community.
Yes, he is. He's an awesome guy. And,
yes,
he's been on this show before. I tried to get him to come back on, but his schedule hasn't allowed it yet.
Right. And I go ahead and show the little fixed blade. This was gifted to me by no other than Mr. Knife Delights himself, the USA made Buck Maverick, which I really, really enjoy owning. Just a dandy little knife. I don't have a big buck collection, but it is growing.
Yep. Well, hanging around with Tom will do that to you.
Yeah,
He's a bad influence. It looks like HT's a bad influence too. He's going to get us to buy more bucks too.
Yeah, I can't even compete with them boys.
I'm telling you, I can't either.
I'll tell you what,
Austin Blades.
RJ, HT's got me fired up, man.
Got some nice customs.
He does.
Absolutely.
Well, my dilemma, HT, is as I'm trying to get as many different buck models as I can, especially the older, And I know there's been some questions in the comments about some of the newer buck modern. And I know nothing about them. I don't pay attention to them. I really don't, because I'm so focused on the older models.
Yeah.
So my dilemma is, do I order a nice custom knife and spend all the money on that one nice one, or
Right.
save my money, buy 2 or 3 of the other older ones that to fill out my collection? And that's what I struggle with all the time. Every time I go to buy a knife, I like the Kalinga that Byron was talking about.
Right.
I would love to have one of those, but you know, it's an outlay of some cash.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is. Yes, it is.
Sure.
Well, kind of to bring it about full circle, Tom, you were saying that the Buck 110 was the death of the Marbles improved fixed blade, but I don't know how many of you guys grabbed one of these Marbles micarta lockbacks when they were out about a year ago. These are just a little bit bigger than a 112. They're not as big as a 110, but they do have the finger grooves, and just an excellent knife if you wanted to. If you were a person that didn't have a 110 or a 112 and you kind of wanted to try out a large lockback or a larger lockback, for $20, you could do a lot worse than to get this Marbles. Just a really, really cool knife. I really like it. So
I've looked at those, and they're a really good deal. And they also have them in brass handles too.
Oh, that's right, they do. Yeah,
They're way heavier, but that's a really nice micarta for the money too.
Oh yeah, and it's got like you see how they carved a bolster into it, which is really kind of neat. But yeah, I mean, fits the hand well. Full 4-finger grip on it. It's definitely a fun one.
Marbles makes great knives.
Hey,
Yes.
is Zen still in the house?
Yep, Zen is here still.
Zen? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Hey, Zen. I was cleaning up your knife that you gave me, and the handles ended up coming off of it. So I decided to be a perfect time to throw some micarta handles on, which I've started here. And this is what she's going to look something like when I'm done. But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek there. And I do enjoy the knife a lot. That's why I want to get some new handles back on there, something a bit more durable, And let me know what you think. Think that's pretty cool? Or
Is that micarta you said? Micarta or wood?
It's micarta.
Okay.
This is linen micarta, I believe, or burlap, one of the two.
Oh wow, really cool. Very thick.
Yeah. I've got to plane them down quite a bit. Probably about half of that will come off. So yeah.
I like the linen micarta. It's a finer weave.
Yeah. And I should have it done this week. So I got to get a Dremel tool and do some of that work there. So
Okay.
that's what I got.
I tell you, swing by the house, but it's a kind of a trip for you. we could knock that out. I got a Dremel tool. You got the micarta.
Right? Yeah. No, it's on the way. I'm getting one real soon.
Yeah. Those are
I
cool.
should have known I was going to need one of those.
Yeah, eventually, that's for sure. Yeah. So Zen said, "Cool beans. The bullet lock is what did it for him."
Yeah, I like it a lot.
All right,
Thank you,
HD, you got something?
Yeah. This is the little web exclusive from Buck. Probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. This is a 112, obviously, and it comes with the nickel bolsters, the ebony handles, and drop point blade on this guy. Again, I've put a sharpening choil and the thumb studs on it. But yeah, little S30V steel. It had the upgraded blade steel and drop point blade. And I thought that was a sharp little knife. Got to give a shout out to Big J. He kind of gave me a heads up when this was dropping. I know him and Kevin over at Boston Blades. They both picked up one. And this is just another little excellent 112 that I enjoy carrying.
Absolutely.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
I think they were like $120 when they came out. Yep, it was on the Buck site. It was just a little web exclusive that they run from time to time in the drop point in the upgraded steel. But I'm really loving this thing.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yep. And Byron got you, Tom. He saw what you were doing.
What's
Stuck
that?
in the vault for little Debbie.
Anybody know what the 2024 case vault pattern might be?
They haven't
I
announced it yet.
Do not.
Yeah.
It probably, yeah. They usually wait. If it's like last year, they didn't even announce it till like right before SHOT Show. So
Okay.
it may
February.
be in January that we actually find out what that is. You know, but yeah, they usually announce it on SMKW's channel. You know, so I think
Well, Randy's got me looking for a knife, and I can't find it.
What? You can't find a knife?
I can't find it.
Okay. John asks if anyone has a 110 or a 112 auto.
No,
I do not.
I don't know.
I don't own one.
I would like to get one. I haven't, but I haven't gotten one yet.
My friend has a 110 auto, but he had somebody made it before Buck released the autos, so they turned an older 110 into an auto, which is very good.
There was a cottage industry of people doing that, converting.
Oh
them.
yeah.
So that's why I think Buck decided to go ahead and make one, is because, you know, why not? If that's what customers want, why give them what the customer wants, I guess.
That's for sure.
Randy, I can't find it right now. Maybe next week I'll try to remember and bring that out.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. It was Jimmy DiResta's channel, and he showed how he makes 110 autos. And so he was making those and stuff. Very interesting how he would go through and install the springs and the button and everything else. It was really interesting. So just
another Buck 110, no big deal. But I just saw I'd show I got the nylon sheath for this 110, and it's got the old logo from the 1990s.
Right.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of neat.
Okay.
I got a Buck sheath somewhere. Yeah. I should have showed it off with the 110 I was showing with it, but
is that one of the older ones?
110 sheath.
It looks
Nice.
older.
Nice.
That's a good
Yep.
color.
Sorry about that.
Well,
No.
I wish
no.
I wish I had a yellow penalty flag, RJ.
For what?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Uh-oh. Who?
Kirby Creek outfit. I picked up a 110 auto with a Buck HQ. Very nice. Buck, he got to go to Buck HQ and get one.
Well, he's not
That's not fair.
he's not geographically challenged like you are, Tom.
That's not fair. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that's true. Are anybody hanging knives on your Christmas tree this year? Inquiring
No.
minds want to know.
Question
Can't say that I am.
for the panel from Byron.
Yep, got it. Up here,
What
ready
was
to go.
the one that got away for 2023, or worst regret in the knife hunt?
I think for me,
15 knives yesterday.
I have one. Mine would be the Smoky Mountain Knife Works Buck 110 and S30V, and it looks like a lighter kind of oak. I think they had them for $40 or $45. It seems like everybody in the community has gotten one, and even Jerry, Big J, said I should have bought 3 or 4. And yes, is that it there, Tom?
This is thank you to Byron Kennedy. Byron sent me 2 of these, one
Oh.
for me and one for my giveaway for 2,000 subs.
Oh,
And you
I-
want to know the funny thing about it all is I had enough stuff from everybody that had sent me stuff. I had two separate giveaways, 2 piles of stuff. Byron was the winner of the pile that had his own knife in it. So
okay, Byron, I'll buy it from you.
before I posted the video, I sent him an email. I says, "This is what happened. Would you be willing to accept prize package number 2 so that, you know?" And he said, "Oh yeah, but you know, what are the odds that he won his own knife back?" But Byron, thank you so much. I'm going to take this moment, RJ, a little bit off a topic, but
Okay.
we got so many wonderful knife channels out here now. It's just exploded in the last year, especially traditional knives.
Yeah.
There's just a greater interest in them now than I've ever seen.
They're
Of
just
course,
more,
I'm relatively new to this too myself, but with all these wonderful channels, what a great time to be a part of the knife community. And I got to say thank you to all of you viewers out there. You just make this so worthwhile. Your interaction, sending gifts, other channels sending gifts back and forth to one another, everybody sharing their knowledge, sharing their knives. What a great time it is. And I just want to say thank you again. I can't say it enough to everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Mhm.
I agree. That's exactly how we all feel, Tom.
Yeah,
It's just,
I mean, we got Harold here, just getting started on his journey. Kalen here, just getting kind of started on his journey. Terry, getting started on his journey. Andrew has kind of been on the journey now. He's made it out of the driveway and turned down the street and headed to the interstate. You know, but you all start somewhere. And if there's anyone out there that has a knife collection and is thinking to themselves, "Gee, I wonder if I could start a knife channel," my answer is yes. Grab a phone. Even if you got to hold it in your hand and you can only review it using one hand, start doing it. That's how you learn how to do it. And share your knives. There's so many channels out there. There's something out there for every viewer.
Right.
If they like buck knives, if they like trade knives, if they like whatever knives, there's a channel out there covering those knives. So, yeah. Just I'll get off the soapbox. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. It's it's true. Like we were all showing the Buck 110 today, and it's true for as many Buck videos that are out there. If anybody just starts with, you're going to have a different take on it than I am, or Tom is, or Andrew, or Cal, or anybody else. We're all going to have our own opinion on it, and it's going to mean something to you. You're going to have your personal stories with it. You're going to have your recollections with it, and it's just it's a neat thing to share. So you don't have to. Oh, go ahead.
I forgot Jesse McJames. He's 2.5 weeks into his channel, so check out Jesse McJames.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then we did get a question about European knives that are hard to get a hold of, and any that you are kind of missing. I know that there's a lot of the European knives, because the price has gone up for shipping and everything else, and a lot of them are hard to get, especially from the English makers. I've found, like the Taylor's Eyewitness and stuff. You can find people that sell them, but generally people that sell knives from Europe, it seems like they are holding to the top end of those, and not so many of the mid to low range knives, which is going to be your working knives. You get a lot more with fancier bone handles or horn handles and stuff, at least in my looking at stuff like that. But you guys have any opinions or anything? Cal has an opinion and a knife.
I want to give a shout out to Mikey Newman, and he has a brand new channel as well. So go give that a check out. I gifted some knives to the guys over in the UK, and Mikey Newman was over here in the States. So he collected those knives for me and took those back, and they did make them home. So all 32 knives landed with Mikey over there.
Nice.
Not all for me, of course. I know Randy had some in there, and maybe some other people as well. But he gifted me it's either one of 12 or one of 25. I'll have to go back and look. It's a Sheffield made. I think it's an Arthur Wright. It's not marked on here, but it's a limited run. Only 200 of these were made, and 2 different blade types, I believe, or 4 different blade types, and 2 or 4 different types of handle material. And for a thank you, this is what he sent me back.
Nice.
So thought that was pretty cool. And I have one other Arthur right here, just to show off some English made knives real fast. This little lamb's foot here, and Randy over at WSG gifted me. So
That's cool.
one other little thing I want to touch on before we go is I made a mistake on one of my videos this week. I was talking about Roger's corncob jig, and Zen corrected me, and I appreciated Zen. There are Roger's corncob jig, and then there is also just corncob jig. So don't think you know everything, guys, like I do. I thought I had one other thing, but let's try and help Andrew find that knife he's hunting. What did you say it was again, Andrew?
It's Smoky Mountain Knife Work exclusive. I already asked Byron if I could buy it from him.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So he donated it to Tom for the giveaway and then won it from Tom from the giveaway. So I don't know. I know they're out there. I know some people have them, and I just, when I found out about them, they were already sold out. But that's the knife that got away from me because it was under $50 for S30V. And I love that lighter color wood. It's fantastic. Like I said earlier, if you didn't see it, I did pick this up, and this is S30V with the black blade and rosewood. So, but this was twice as much. I do like black blades. You can get some markings on it when you start using them and stuff, but I've heard it holds up really well. So this is what I got instead. But under $50 for that knife. That's just a screaming deal. That's the one that got away from me.
Yeah.
If anybody has any extras, Andrew needs one.
I'll buy it for sure.
I think for one that got away is I had a bid on eBay for a $155 that had the Idaho Tang stamp on it, which means it was made in 2006.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
And we had a family matter pop up, I guess I would say, and I got distracted, and the auction ended, and I could have got it at a decent price.
Yeah.
And like I said, something came up. I didn't get to check it. The auction had expired throughout the night, and I checked the next morning, saw what it went for, and I was like, oh man, that would have been nice to have.
Yeah, I missed an auction yesterday. And this is the thing that kills you is that I'd been watching it for 5 days, and then we got to where we were moving furniture and all this other stuff, and totally missed it. By the time I went back, I said, "Oh crud, that thing is there," and I looked, and the auction had already ended. It was a price that I could have lived with, and I'm just like, man. But who knows? Maybe it'll get relisted again at some point.
I missed my knife twice this year. So I'm hunting the 47 old red bone. Anywhere from 40s to 80s model. I had one the other day in an auction, and it was ending overnight, and I thought I had covered my tracks and bid high enough, but somebody bid $1 more than me throughout the night and got it from me. So you win them when you lose them. That's part of the game.
That's it. Exactly.
But there's always next year.
That's right. There's always next year. It keeps on going. That's for sure. Well, guys, unless we got anything else pressing, I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to talk about that yet, Zen. Oh man, I don't know if that was yours, but if it was, thank you. Yeah, I did score a really nice deal, but I haven't made the video yet, so I didn't want to go over all the details yet. But yeah, if anybody else has anything, let's go ahead and say it now, or we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Nope, I think it's been a very good show. HT, it's great to get to know you. Hope to get to know you a little better here and have a little bit of channel interaction back and forth. And welcome to the community.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Glad
Took
to be
the words, took the words out of my mouth, Tom.
Yep.
And I also want to say, for those who do not know, HT is going to be on Happy Hour Live tonight.
Oh,
So
good point. Good point.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, he'll be a tired puppy tomorrow.
He will, but he don't mind. He's recovering. He's doing good. All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Oh,
I should say hi to Terry too, but you know, I'm really just saying hi to Sweet Pea. So, you know, hi, Sweet Pea.
Hey,
oh my.
Oh, Lord.
I believe,
All right.
I believe there's more people say hi to Sweet Pea on my channel than they say hi to me.
That's right.
Use it to your advantage, Terry.
I also want to mention that the winner of my giveaway, my 600 giveaway, was Terry.
Hey,
Outstanding.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
I had the random selector on for like 10 seconds. It was going around, and it picked Mr. Rocket Man. So it's in the mail, Terry, already. There's
Nice.
a few extra things in there also, of course.
That was pretty neat. You know, I'm sitting there. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, and I'm looking at it. Well, the first thing is I go to the channel to watch the video, because usually I try to watch 3 or 4 videos early in the morning before I ever leave home. And usually Andrew's is one of them, Andrew and Tom, because they upload theirs early. So I went on there, and the first thing I seen, there was 2 comments on there. And the comment said, "Congratulations, Terry." And I'm thinking, what are they talking about? You know, because I'm not the only Terry, you know, and all that.
True.
So then I started watching the video, and I says, "Well, that's me. That's me." Yeah, it's pretty neat. But you know, on the last note, I would like to say that I have made some of the most awesome, long-lasting friendships since August. You know, I uploaded my first video in August, and there's guys right here that we're sitting right here with today that been with me since the very first video. I mean, you know, I started out making a few shorts and stuff, and we got guys on this panel right here. They know who they are, that was commenting on my very first videos. And, you know, we have become friends, and not just these guys, but other guys out there. And HT has come along. We have made a bond. You know, he's like one of the others that's been brought in to the brotherhood and all. And we talk, sometimes audible, sometimes texting, sometimes group texting on a Saturday afternoon, which we all had a blast yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it lasted. Probably somewhere around 2 or 3 hours it went on.
Right.
Back and forth on a group text. Most everybody here was in on that, and it was a blast. I've already told HT that he needs to do that every Saturday afternoon. It was fun. I think everybody enjoyed that. And I always, you know, everybody was good to me when I started, and, you know, shouted me out and talked about me and all. And I wanted to shout out a couple of channels, if it's okay, RJ.
Yes.
That I've just come across in the past couple of weeks. Channel number 1 is Benjamin Baker. Benjamin Baker, and it's he spells it I-N. Benjamin Baker has got one of the most awesomest case collections. If you don't believe me, ask my friend up in the top corner up there. He's awesome. Y'all go check him out. Young man.
Incredible.
Is Philip W. Philip W. Strictly traditional. Does nothing but shorts, but very high quality, excellent collection. And
Old
one last
man.
one is Drew's EDC. Young channel. Y'all check them out.
Dr. Drew EDC.
No, Drew's EDC.
Oh,
No doctor. Just Drew's EDC.
okay.
All righty. Well, Byron had a question about any more live streams for this year of 2023, and the answer is yes. Next week we are going to do a Schrade Sunday next week. Jeroen called it right. So we'll pull out our Schrade knives. We'll take a look at those. And then I haven't discussed it with you guys. I was going to discuss it off air, but we can discuss it now. I know that the 24th is on Sunday. I don't know if any of you are available or not available, but we can talk about it offline if you want. But I was thinking of doing a show on the 24th as well. So yes, we're going to have shows throughout the year, and we'll do a New Year's Eve show too if you guys are up for it. But we'll definitely keep on going with the Sunday live stream. I wasn't going to take off any holidays. I did take off last year. We did take off Easter Sunday. We also took off because Christmas and New Year's Day were on a Sunday, and we took off Easter and Christmas. We were there for New Year's, and this year, since it's not actually falling on a Sunday, we'll go ahead and do the Christmas Eve show and other stuff. So whoever can be there will be there, and if the rest of you can't make it, well, just know that we all care about what you're doing, and we hope everyone has a great Christmas this year. A very Merry Christmas to everyone. So yeah, we're gonna keep on putting out shows, keep on putting out content. So don't even fret about that, my friends. We'll all be here. All right, guys. I think that go ahead and we can wrap that up with a bow then. And I guess we will see everyone next week for a Schrade show on Sunday. And you guys, take care. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday. All right.
Bye, guys.